All right, let's finish this up, shall we? So what am I gonna do now? What are my plans? Yeah, I'm not gonna I've spoken enough broken Korean in this video to like, no, I can't. I was gonna do a little something, but the cringe is too much, guys. I just can't do it. I read a few lines and stuff and I said a few words. You can tell how bad my pronunciation is. When I'm actually trying to form the words, it is much more difficult to find what I want to say than when I'm just thinking the conversation. Does that make sense? It's really weird. I can't. No, I can't. I can't. I may record a private video just for myself that I plan on never showing anybody, but probably will once I'm proud of my Korean. The thing is, I know I'm going to put this on the internet, so I can't do it. I'm too embarrassed. Oh, I keep wanting to, but I can't. It doesn't come out of my mouth. I can't do it. I'm sorry. Let's talk about my plans. What now, basically? Or a summary, I guess, and whatever. So yeah, I mean, not bad for 1 year. I think I'm making good progress. Yeah, here's to another year of immersion, and let's see where I am. I think I mentioned most of these things already throughout the video, but my initial plan as well was to manage to get through all of the Talk to Me in Korean grammar things. I listen to the podcast a lot, by the way, as well. I didn't ever mention that. But I kind of stopped entirely with that because I don't need the grammar as of yet anymore. Does that make sense? I think I will go back to grammar study once I get into more advanced things, purely out of interest because I'm curious about it. But I'm over the beginner hill, kind of like at sort of, I want to say lower intermediate. I don't know. Everybody's kind of image of where they're at, level of where they're at is different. But I just kind of feel like I don't need it anymore. I know most of the most used, super common grammar structures. I recognize them. So I don't really need to do any grammar study anymore at the moment. So I'm very much concentrating on immersion. I'm probably going to just continue to do what I'm doing. It's mainly listening at the moment. And then hopefully within the next year or next 6 months, I don't know, I'm gonna be able to read more. I really want to get my reading speed up and basically just keep doing what I'm doing. Plans for next year, so because that's a long time, I would like to make the transition to monolingual dictionaries, definitely within the next, hopefully 6 months already, but I don't know, we'll see how long it takes, but definitely within the next year. I'm probably going to start outputting here and there because I can't help myself, even though I sound horrible. Maybe I'm gonna do some more Korean singing, that'll help. That's how I started English, I just imitated the songs. Yeah, so probably gonna start outputting, like, you know, writing a little bit here and there and stuff, just continuing. I wanna read. I hopefully will be able to read more books. I have a bunch of Korean books that I bought because, again, can't help myself, but I haven't touched most of them yet. It would be awesome if within the next year as well, I would be able to start watching K-drama without English subtitles. That would be great. I mean, one of the problems I'm having at the moment as well is that the speech is too fast for me and my reading speed is too slow, that even the stuff that has Korean subtitles available, it's a mixture, right? Like the vocabulary is still too much and too specialized and it's too fast. So I can't read as fast as they talk and I don't have the patience to stop. So it would be awesome if I could transition to watching at least some episodes in just Korean with Korean subtitles. That would be, because I feel like I'm gonna make crazy strides in progress the moment I can more easily. That's the thing. The easier it becomes for me to consume content that I am interested in and to concentrate on the content versus this is a foreign language, I don't understand shit. Like the moment that happens, you know, the more that's where the magic happens. That is where the magic happens. When you start being able to understand stuff, and like looking things up here and there, it just becomes a matter of course. It becomes like second nature. You're just, oh, I don't know what this word is, let me quickly look it up. You do that in English, right? Like if you'd read a text that's slightly more complex or talks about something very specific, has specific vocabulary to a certain field, you're gonna look shit up, right? In your native language. That's what you do. When I reach a point where that's fine, you know, I have a few words here and there per page, and most of the time I will probably skip them, like if they're not essential. If it's not the key word that makes a difference between understanding and not understanding the sentence, then I will probably just, you know, won't even look it up. So it's that's where the true magic happens, because that's where I will be able to also consume a lot more content. And just by virtue of quantity, my comprehension skills will fucking skyrocket, and I know they will. I know this for a fact, because the moment I started switching, I remember this as if, like, you know, I know it happened in my late teens, but I still remember it because even in school, so I started kind of switching everything around, I want to say 15, 16, maybe even earlier, 14 maybe. I don't know. I'm really bad at remembering when exactly, but kind of late-ish, mid-late teens. I remember because by the time I graduated high school, I had a better English level than most of my peers within a very short amount of time. Like my teachers were genuinely surprised because I was one of the shittiest at the subject, like literally a year or two before that. I started immersing. Within 2 years, I was fluent. Granted, I had, you know, all of those like grueling years of already, so my comprehension level was already fairly high when I made the switch to just like doing everything in English basically. So I had an advantage there, but it was the immersion that pushed me from barely being able to form sentences to basically becoming almost native level fluent at the age of 17. So it's, you know, and it only went up from there. You know, of course, since then I learned so much more, but like the basic fluency that most people kind of want to reach when they say I want to learn a language, the one that means that you can go to the country and communicate with the people in their native language, that kind of skill where even if you don't know a word, if a word is being said to you and you don't understand it, you can ask what it means or look it up and understand the explanation. And equally, if you don't know how to say something or don't know a specific vocabulary for something, you can talk your way around it. So that is the most important skill for communicating, in my opinion, in a foreign language. To me, people who can do this are fluent. Not native level fluent, but like functionally fluent, where, you know, they can go there and communicate without any trouble, have anybody explain anything to them with simpler words, or talk around things where they don't know the vocabulary. And if you reach that level, that enables you to basically live there without any problems. Yeah, so this kind of functional fluency, and actually a little bit higher than that because I read a lot, so I was fairly erudite fairly early and had like, you know, vocabulary that maybe wasn't used by a lot of people in speech so much, but I love that shit. So I'm happy to learn vocabulary that, you know, isn't technically necessarily used in day-to-day speech. I don't mind that at all. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to learn through reading because I'm gonna all this useless vocabulary. Like, yeah, I mean, everybody should do whatever they feel is right for them. But for me personally, that's idiotic, because most of the vocabulary that you're going to learn, there's so much use you can get out of reading, and so much overlap in vocabulary, things that you will need in day-to-day speech and you will need in day-to-day stuff, like you can find in books. And that's the stuff that is, you know, the most common there as well. Maybe not the slang, maybe not the way certain things are phrased. Yes, that you learn only via, you know, communication or watching stuff, or I don't know, however, but I think it's very important to get that kind of, that literacy as well, in a sense. It is a literacy, right? Being able to read certain things. Anyway, wow, tangent. I'm really looking forward, I'm hoping that within the next year, it just kind of gradually becomes easier and easier for me to engage with native level novels, especially. I don't know. I want to read a bunch of I'm going to read a bunch of Korean translations, I think, of books that I have already read in English to boost my comprehension. I think that it's gonna be my main go-to in the beginning, reading the translations. I know, translated books are like, it's a different language than like original Korean content. Yes, I want to totally go for Korean content made for Koreans as well. All of that good stuff. I want it all, but everything has its time and place. In a sense, I'm just gonna go with my gut and do whatever gives me the biggest comprehension boost, because that's where the magic lies, in the quantity, when you understand. All right, I think this is it, hopefully. My tummy is rumbling and I really need to go to the office now because I have to do some work so I can earn some monies to buy myself some bread and butter. Yeah, I think that was it. Sorry, I didn't speak any Korean at all because I can't make myself. I'm sorry. I'm too embarrassed. Like, I'm embarrassed to the point where I want to say a word that I know how to say and I fuck it up on the way from my brain to my mouth because I am so like, I can't. Not yet. I think it's gonna happen naturally later, and I will make some Korean videos so I can cringe years later about how terrible I sound, or even, you know, cringe during the video, which is much more likely. But yeah, 그치다. So that's it, and see you in however much time. 안녕히 계세요.